Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day and staying safe out there. We've got a mailbag, and for those of you who are eagle-eyed, you're going to notice that not all the packages you see here will be opened in this video, and some packages that you don't see here will be opened in this video, and that's because I got a ton of packages. I had a lot of projects going on for work, and so I've had to order a lot of stuff and then a few things for my health and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to break this down over a couple of mailbag videos because I want to do this right. Next up, we have this thing, which is clear on this side, so it's pretty obvious what it is. Let's pull it out of the package. Let's see here, got some wipes. Got all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, so this is a heat sink, and it comes with a wet wipe and a dry wipe to remove the excess dirt. I'm guessing for cleaning this, and then it has this thermal pad here and a little card here for a product video, a clip, and some rubber bands. So what would this be for? Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. We've got a PCI Express card and this little doohickey right here. This is an NVMe drive if you've never used one, and it is basically a replacement for SATA that generally goes on your motherboard. I have a card here that it could go in here, but it's it looks real similar to a laptop Ethernet or laptop Wi-Fi adapter and stuff, and they come in different lengths. You can see here this board is made to accommodate different lengths, but 500 gigabytes just on this little doohickey, and they are fantastic. They're many times faster, like often 10-15 times faster than your traditional SATA 3 drives. The enemy of them is that they get hot, and so some motherboards have an integrated heat spreader, which is people generally, if somebody's going to not like something about a motherboard, a lot of times it is the integrated SSD heat spreader, and people have issues with these things where they'll take one of these SSDs and put a heat spreader on it and then go to take it off, and it will actually delid the chip or something like that. So I bought this for $5.99, and my thought is that this is just going to stay on the chip, and so I'll do some testing and figure out if you know, how much cooler it allows the drive to run. But in general, allowing electronics like this to run cooler is better, and so we'll do a little bit of performance testing and see if this $5.99 upgrade was worth it on the one that's in my PC. So this is a heat spreader with some documentation and some thermal adhesive and all that kind of stuff. So $5.99. We'll see if it was a good deal. Next up, another unknown package. We got a twofer. So, alright, this is a Key Studio turbidity monitoring sensor, and so take a look at this doohickey. Now, Key Studio is not a sponsor of this channel or of me, but I just tend to like their stuff, and if I have to buy something off Amazon, in general, I'm going to side with them. So this is a water, and I have to actually remember, I ordered 2 water sensors, so I'm sure we'll see another one come up. But this is sort of a fancy sensor. I've got 2 water quality measuring sensors, and what I want them for is for my laser cutter. And so I have a bucket of water that winds up sitting behind the laser printer that's really, or laser cutter, that's really hard for me to see what the condition of that water is. I put algicides and all that kind of stuff in there, but eventually the water does get kind of cruddy, and so I thought with something like this I could monitor the water in a place that I couldn't see it and see how good the quality of the water is. So, and then I figured I could also play with it with some other things, but my primary thing was the laser cutter. This is another one of the 3 total Key Studio sensors I ordered. And this is a TDS meter. So, okay, this is the other water sensor. This is another water quality meter, and yeah, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about it until I try to put them in action, but it's another way of measuring water quality, and we'll see what we come up with. So this now this one looks like it might be digital only. The other one could be analog or digital. If you notice, there's a little switch on here, D or A switch here with a little adjustment pot, 10K or whatever, 10 turn pot. And then here, this is just, looks like just a digital sensor that you drop in the water. I'll say off the bat, the cable on this one seems, more practical to drop it down in something. This is a little bit on the shorter side for the cable, but I haven't tried using it. I don't know if this thing is supposed to come off or not. I know nothing about this sensor. So, figured I'd play with it and see what happens. So, we'll let you know. Next up, we've got this one over here. Oh, cool. Here we go. Got some battery packs. A lot of you guys know that I like to travel, and one of the things I've seen, especially outside of America, is that when you are traveling internationally, you'll be in a nice air-conditioned airport, and then for some reason they always transfer you to some kind of staging area that is ridiculously hot right before you get on a 23-hour flight from China. And so I bought these little things. They make different versions that go into your phone itself, but this one is made to go into any USB port. And my thought with this was that I could travel with it and I could burn off one of these little USB battery packs as opposed to burning my phone battery. And so, wow, that moves a good bit of air. Let's get them both going here for a second. Yeah, that moves. This one's a little louder over here, but that moves a very good bit of air. Let's see what happens if I hit myself with it. Yeah, it stops pretty easily. But so I bought something like this. I feel like it bends too. Yeah, it bends. So you can set it up like this, stand it up straight, and use it in an airport or on a plane or something like that. A lot of times when you first get on the plane, they don't turn the air on very well. So yeah, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. I feel like they were like $2 each. So I think a well worth it travel accessory. And next up, we've got this Amazon package. Big bag. Big bag little sensor. We've got the third and final Key Studio sensor that I ordered. And this goes back to something that I played with before. You know that I am not a fan of those MQ sensors, those little gas sensors and things like that. And this is a straight up carbon dioxide sensor. And I thought that it would be interesting to play with it and compare it. I've got that air quality monitor and stuff like that, but this is another one I thought about putting around my laser cutter. So I basically did a little, I'm going to be doing a video on upgrading my laser cutter situation and taking out the circuit board that's inside of it and seeing if there's other things that I can do with it. But you can see, wow, that is very cool. There are two little holes, and let me get two little holes in the top of that chip in the center. And it looks like it's actually reading the carbon dioxide right on the surface mount IC itself. That is pretty sweet. So again, I'll test this when I get to that video, but this is very cool. So I had a couple minutes and I thought I'd hook up one of these sensors real quick, and in honor of Simple Electronics making fun of me on my last video for using an Uno for my little traffic light, I decided to use a Mega to hook this one sensor up. But again, my use case is that I've got chilled water behind my laser cutter that's pretty difficult to see. I add, a couple chemicals in there to prevent it from growing algae, but eventually it's gonna get funky. And so the idea is to see what's in the water. So let me record my screen and you'll be able to see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So I've got my Node-RED dashboard over to the left, and I've got the total dissolved solid sensor, and I can dunk it over here in tap water, and you'll see we go up to 304-ish. And so I can shake that off a little bit. Maybe I'm not going to dip in more tap water. That wouldn't really do very much. I'm going to wipe it off, but you can see it immediately goes away, and then I can dip it in this salt water. And you'll see that we go up to 1134 parts per million. Take it out, and yeah, you can see it takes a little bit to go down, but it will go down. I'm going to rinse it off with some more tap water here. Shake it off, dry it off, and then I've got some urine over here. I need to really drink more water. It's kind of dark. But you can see that this is at 327. So even though this liquid is darker, this is actually measuring the amount of minerals, which it seems like I might need a multivitamin. So anyway, that is the total dissolved sensor video. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great day.